There we go. It's preparing.
Awesome. Okay. Let everybody in. Hello, everybody. I am so excited that you guys are here today. Welcome to One Day Launch. You guys are pouring in. So while you're joining us, I would love if you would share where you're tuning in from, and what you're thinking about potentially launching today, maybe a little bit about your business. Feel free to drop some comments in the chat. Our team can see that, and we have people tuning in from all over. We have Tampa, Florida, Denver, Massachusetts, New York, South Carolina, Mumbai. Okay. Portugal. Oh my gosh, this is going so fast. Puerto Rico, London, St. Louis, Dubai, Philly, South Korea, Netherlands, North Dakota, Nova Scotia, Sweden, Romania. I love seeing where you guys are tuning in from. It makes me so excited. We have hundreds of you pouring in. If you're watching the replay, or tuning in over on YouTube, thanks so much for joining us. We can see your comments regardless if you are commenting here or over on YouTube. So feel free to participate. My team is getting all of your comments and questions over to me throughout this morning. Today is going to be so fun. We have a day jam-packed with lots of tools and resources ready and waiting for you so that you can get your digital product out into the world. We're going to go from idea to launch. So if you guys are ready to get started, I will get started on my end. And as more people pour in, we will get them inside. Um, for those of you who haven't yet, I would love if you would follow behind the scenes for today. You can follow me over on Instagram at Abigail Says. It is spelled a little funny. It is ABA. The easiest way to find my profile, though, is to go to Boss Project on Instagram, and my personal profile is linked there. I'll be sharing what you guys are launching throughout the day today. So I would love to feature you. So with that in mind, make sure you're sharing on social, tag us with your launch updates so we can see what you guys are up to. Be sure to tag myself at Abigail Says, at Boss Project, and at Teachable, and use the hashtag One Day Launch. We cannot wait to support you and cheer you on. It's going to be an incredible day. We have over 6,000 of you registered to join us. So, and that number continues to climb. I'm really excited to see where we land for today. We are going to be diving in, and I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about the plan and how you're going to get it all accomplished and what the schedule looks like. But if you have questions, feel free to pop them in the chat and we will get to those at the end. By the end of today, you're going to have a digital product ready for pre-sale. I don't know if you guys realize how incredible that is. You are going to have a digital product that you can put out into the world, that you can use to attract qualified leads so that you can get paid to bring in those leads. It's going to be super, super incredible. You're going to have a written and live no-brainer sales page. You're going to make it easy for people to buy. You're going to be able to collect payment by the end of today, and your launch post is going to be announced. I seriously cannot wait to see all the incredible things you're launching. And I have a little secret here at the end that I'm going to share a little bit with you to get your product featured. So tune in for that. Now, instead of just like wishing and dreaming for diversified income, more leads, and a future where you sell digital products, I want to help you create that reality today. And I hope you guys are ready for this wonderful opportunity. We're going to go over this schedule in detail, so continue to tune in for that. But I want to really help you bring these ideas to life. We've got no joke, like hundreds and hundreds of emails about why you guys want to launch a digital product, why you've been putting it off, what has been holding you back, the things that have made you scared, nervous, the fears that have come up for you, the tech that has been challenging for you. And our goal is to take all of that away, make it simple and easy for you to implement and give you all the tools you need so that you can go through this step by step. You are capable of so much more than you give yourself credit for. And I hope today illustrates that for you. You are so talented and you have so much to share with the world, and it deserves to be out there. It deserves to get its spotlight and for your knowledge to really touch and impact other people. But before we go over the schedule today, I did want to introduce you to your instructors. So for those of you who haven't met me before, I'm Abigail Pumphrey. I'm the CEO of Boss Project and host of the Strategy Hour podcast. If you're not a subscriber yet, this is your plug. You should definitely go listen. We here at Boss Project have been working for the last decade to help small business owners from all over the world grow profitable and sustainable businesses online. And my personal mission with this company is to help more of you become financially free. And that's not possible unless you have access to the tools and resources that are going to allow you to build a business that is profitable and sustainable, and you have all the tech that supports all of those things. Like, you need access. And so for the last 10 years, I've been working to either build those tools, teach you the strategies, or partner with incredible companies like Teachable to give you access to tools that are really life-changing. And I know for me, Teachable has been such an incredible asset. I've been utilizing them since the beginning of my business, and it's where I've hosted my courses and my digital products, and they have been a huge part of my story. And I'm so excited that I get to teach alongside of them today. You're going to hear from several of these people throughout the day. Jonah is going to be walking you through inside your preloaded curriculum inside Teachable. He's going to walk you through how to get your school started, how to set up payments. And then later today, Truman, who's on the call with us right now, Truman is going to be walking through with us how to get your sales page built. We are going to do it together live, which I'm super excited about. And Olivia is heading up what she is to me. First of all, she's an incredible person and a very close friend at this point. But she is in partnerships over at Teachable. And to me, she's representing all the technical support you have access to today. So Olivia is here with a bunch of her team members to help support you throughout today, both on this call and our call this afternoon. So feel free to ask questions. And I'm not even giving my team enough credit. We have an incredible crew here at Boss Project that is answering your emails and handling all the technical details behind the scenes and helping this curriculum come to life. And I could not have pulled off today without all of their help. So I'm very, very pleased that they're here and very grateful for their support. Now, I will say, I think one of the things that holds us back from getting to where we want to go is feeling like we have to end somewhere. Like we have this final destination in mind, this very specific goal of finishing or winning. And we have to free ourselves from that, because there is no end. You are only ever going to be present. You are only ever going to be in this moment. And what you want is going to continue to grow and evolve as your business grows and evolves. And instead of feeling like we have to perfect every aspect of what we're doing today, we get to be free knowing that none of the decisions you're making today are final decisions. And I know for some of you that may feel a little overwhelming, but I also want it to be an opportunity, because you get to change your mind. You get to edit your digital product. You get to add other things to the mix to make this work for you in the future. You may adjust every single thing about what you launch today, and that's okay. If this ends up being your winner, though, if you go through and you build this out and you enroll 10,000 plus students into one program like I have, absolutely freaking incredible. I can't wait to cheer you on either way. I just want you to know that you get to change your mind. And so let that be an opportunity to take that messy action, because it's not about being perfect. It's not about it being just right. It's about it being ready to put out into the world. And we're going to help make you ready. Now, there are a couple rules for the challenge, and I am happy to go over them. The first one of which, you don't need permission. You don't need my permission. You don't need Boss Project's permission. You don't need Teachable's permission. You get to decide what is right for you and your business to launch. And I want you to launch what feels right. Even if it goes against a certain strategy that we teach, ultimately, all of us want to see you successful, and you feeling positive and excited about what you're putting out into the world is so worth it to us. So do not feel married to absolutely everything that we're saying. Rule number 2, I need you to have fun. It would be really, really, really easy to make today far too serious. I'm going to build this digital product. I'm going to launch it and like put all this pressure on yourself. And I want you to create an environment where you are going to be successful in. So for some of you, you may need to clear off a table, light a candle, get your favorite beverage, maybe get some essential oils going in the background. I don't know. You figure out what's right for you. I want you to create an environment that you can thrive and be creative in. And it is okay to have this be a little silly, a little goofy, a little fun. If you need midday dance breaks, please take them. Please record yourself taking midday dance breaks, because I want to see them. And when you hit various milestones throughout today, I want to make sure that you're celebrating them, because this is a big deal. The things that you're going through today could take other people a month, but you're doing it in one day because we're really condensing it down to the most important actions that you can be taking in your business. Now, not every one of you will have the same pace, and I want you to know that that's okay. We've preloaded absolutely everything you need to be successful today. And if you wrap up before the day is done, share about it on social, tag us, and then use the rest of your day to either relax or plan out the rest of your launch. But it's okay if we all in the day on a little bit separate pace. Now, to go over the plan for today, I want to talk about the schedule and some of the key milestones that you're going to be hitting throughout the day. So we've broken everything up into milestones. And so when you're logged into Teachable, you're going to see various modules, and each module represents a different milestone. We've also indicated a good idea on timing for those milestones. You are very likely to do them faster. Some of you may take a little bit longer, and that's okay. But we've tried to give you plenty of time so that throughout the 8 hours of today, you can ramp through this. Some of you may breeze through milestone 1. Incredible. No problem. That's why milestone 2 is already ready and loaded for you. So don't feel like you have to wait to move on. But in milestone 1, we are going to be deciding on your digital product idea. What is going to be the profitable idea we're going to move forward with, and we're going to get your Teachable school set up. In milestone 2, we are going to prep this product for pre-sale and specifically price your digital product. I'll go over the strategy, but we are going to be creating a placeholder PDF that will sit inside your Teachable account so that you have everything prepped and ready so that you can go out and actually launch this day. You don't necessarily need to build out your digital product today to be successful, and we'll go over that in great detail in some of the upcoming lessons. In milestone 3, we're going to really get into messaging. How do you write effective copy that's going to convert on your sales page and really attract strangers and convert them into buyers that are going to move your business forward? In milestone 4, at the beginning of milestone 4, we will have an hour live call. It'll be me alongside Truman. We are going to be helping you build your no-brainer sales page, walk through the technical steps, and be there to support you. And we'll have an opportunity for Q&A at the end so that you can ask us strategy questions that may have popped up throughout your morning. You'll also have time to independently work on this so you can get your sales page built and put up in Teachable. This is a kind of drag and drop system. It's very easy to use, but we're going to walk you through it. So do not worry about that. If you're feeling like you got some gumption and you're ready to go, we do have a quick start version already loaded up for you. So you don't necessarily have to wait for our live call to be able to get started on your sales page. And then in milestone 5, we're going to launch your digital product. You're going to create and share on social media an announcement post to let the world know that your digital product is ready for pre-sale and you're launching on beta. And I am going to go over some next steps inside Teachable, where I'm going to be talking through what does it look like after your launch post? How do you go on to have an effective 2-week launch plan that's going to help you get this out into the world? And how do you continue to sell your product on Evergreen? We're talking about converting those strangers into buyers. Now, I don't believe in one right way to build a business. The beauty of entrepreneurship is you get to decide where you're going to go, how you're going to get there, what you do, and who you help. And you can change your mind about any of it at any time. Now, before we get into the details, like you diving into the actual curriculum, I did want to remind you that you have an opportunity throughout this challenge to snag this deal from Teachable, where you can try Teachable Pro for just $1. And this is the platform I use to host my digital products, courses, coaching, memberships, and more. I have used Teachable personally to sell millions of dollars of my own digital products and courses. And it has allowed me to work with more than 36,000 students from around the world, ensuring both a quality experience for them and better results for my clients. This is a deal I have not seen anywhere else. Pro is the plan I have used for years and definitely a robust option. I highly, highly recommend it. It's pretty much a no-brainer. Obviously, with one sale of your digital product, you're going to make back that investment. This is a deal I have not seen anywhere else. So we are going to continue on. You are going to be able to dive deeper into this strategy inside Digital Product Jumpstart. Throughout today, I'm going to give you an invitation to join us there. Inside Digital Product Jumpstart, I take fast track and dive even deeper into positioning. And as a bonus, you'll have access to Launch in a Box. And inside Launch in a Box, I walk through that 2-week launch plan in even more detail, giving you all the scripts for posts and emails and everything you need to plug and play. So you can find out more about that at bossproject.com/jump. Now, some of you are going to want even more support, and I would love to be that option for you. As part of this event, you're going to have access to join us after the event for ongoing support. We have a group coaching option where you can join us for bi-weekly group coaching calls where you can learn alongside your peers. You're not only going to get access to Digital Product Jumpstart, but also many of my other top programs, including your Digital VA, which is a chat GPT prompt vault that's going to help you with marketing and other productivity tools. Instagram Profit Playbook. It is my system for launching on Evergreen and how I specifically continue to maintain my ongoing marketing. You'll get access to all of my templates at creativetemplateshop.com and access to community. That is no commitment. So it's $297 a month, but you can cancel at absolutely any time. If you want extra access, I have a very, very exclusive limited availability deal. We will shut this down later today if it sells out. So book this while you can. We are going to give away 4 one-on-one calls with myself. In addition to the bi-weekly coaching, you would get access for an entire year to all of my top programs, as well as community and a group Slack channel. That is available at $4,997. And like I said, very, very limited availability for that one. But I would love to support you in a one-on-one environment in addition to on our group calls. Like I said before, please share what you're working on throughout the day and tag me at Abigail Says so I can share more behind the scenes of what's going on. Share over on social, tag Boss Project and Teachable, and use the hashtag one day launch. And I want to make sure when you hit the end, you're going to get to milestone 5 and you're going to put your launch post out into the world. But I want to be sure that you fill out your product submission form at the end of the course. We want to celebrate the major accomplishment of you launching a digital product. So when you submit your form, we will be adding you to a directory that we are going to feature all of the challenge participants on. And so we want to funnel traffic to you. So we will be emailing our very large list that your digital product exists and letting people know that they can find out more. So you'll have an opportunity to share a little bit more about your specific product, what you launched, and the link to check out the whole 9. I cannot wait to see all the incredible things that you launch. Now, before we go, I know you guys are like ready to rock and roll, but I do want to answer questions about how today might work if anything has come up. So I'm going to check in with my team and see what questions may have popped up, and we'll go through that. Okay. Are these products more PDFs, ebooks, or full courses sold on Teachable? So ultimately, with Teachable, you can sell digital products or courses inside your account. You ultimately get to choose which one you're going through. For today, I am specifically really talking about utilizing their digital product format. And so when you go to load a digital product, you have the opportunity to upload a document like a PDF, or you can do a course as a separate option. But I find that we'll go over the strategy a little bit more in an upcoming lesson, but this is really meant to be something that is something you can spread out. So I would probably focus more on a guide, a template, a script, anything, an ebook, any of those things that could go out into the world, but we'll specifically talk about what those look like. I have absolutely, though, just as an aside note, I have absolutely launched digital products that are mini courses. So it's not saying you can't do that. Those just tend to be bigger projects that take more time to put together. And our goal is to get you profitable as quickly as possible. So I am going to have you focus more on things that could land in a PDF format, but that PDF could go on to do all sorts of things. Like I have many digital products that I launch as quote unquote PDFs, but they're links to templates on many other platforms, things like Canva or Adobe Express templates, Google Docs, spreadsheets, like so many different things. The options are really endless, but I'm hoping throughout today we'll be able to narrow in on the idea that's going to make the most sense for you. So thank you, Heather, for that question. Charlie asked, what is Evergreen? Great question. So I do talk more about what evergreen is in the curriculum today, but I want you to think about, okay, back in grade school, you learned about deciduous trees and evergreen. Jared can correct me. There's two kinds of trees. There's the kinds of trees that stay green all the time, and the kinds of trees that lose their leaves. Think of the kinds of trees that lose their leaves as a launch that you launch once and then you like have to wait for a new season for the leaves to come back. Evergreen would mean it's available all the time. And so for your digital product, this is typically something, especially entry point digital products, that you don't necessarily, you may have an initial launch for it, and you may have follow-up launches for it, but very rarely do you take digital products off the shelves. And so evergreen is your ongoing marketing efforts to continue to keep people enrolling and purchasing this product all of the time. So forgive me if I have messed up the deciduous slash ever. I don't remember all my tree facts. My spouse is a trained landscape architect, so I really should know the answer to that, but I don't. So, but I think you get the gist. Okay, Tanya, should we set up a new social media page for our businesses? I do talk about in the challenge whether it makes sense to use an existing page or to start a new page. It's really going to depend on who you're targeting with your digital product. I have done it both ways, and I want you to know that both will and can be successful. So I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to this. Ultimately, I need you to pick the answer that you are the most jazzed, excited, ready, and willing to support. So if you feel like a new page is going to make all the difference for you, then I don't want to hold you back from doing that. However, if you have pages with an existing audience and existing traffic, those eyeballs are worth something to you. And so I really want you to move forward with caution and decide what's the right answer. But I do have kind of a checklist of sorts to be thinking about later on in the curriculum to help you decide on which way to move forward. Gia, can you use the teachable offer later when we have more than this particular product? Yeah, you absolutely can. So right now, when you go through the curriculum, you will hear from Jonah about setting up your page, and you can set up a teachable free plan, or you can move forward with pro. Now, I want you to keep in mind, if you move forward with the teachable free option, you will be paying a percentage of sales. So by upgrading to pro, you would save on that. And there's like no transaction fees on pro. So for many of you, you may decide it's going to be more financially responsible for you to go ahead and upgrade to pro because you're going to save more that way. I launched Teachable with one product. And I don't regret that. And I am very, very glad that I moved forward with that. And I love having access to 100% of my own profit. So I definitely recommend Pro, but you can set up a free account. And we do have a special link for you to set up a free account. So make sure you utilize that. I can have the team drop it in the chat though. Okay. How do we follow the milestones? Is there a Zoom call for each one? So you're going to go to academy.bossproject.com. You're going to log in with your Teachable login. And once you're logged in, you're going to click on One Day Launch. Inside that course, we have all the milestones set up as modules. So everything is preloaded. This call is really purely meant to like get you kicked off and get you started. 95% of today you can do asynchronously on your own. There are checkpoints. So at the end of every milestone, you're going to see a lesson that has a stop sign at the beginning of it, and it's going to help you check and make sure you've done everything that you need to complete that milestone before you move on. And then at the very end, you do have an opportunity to submit. If you end up having some technical questions, I definitely recommend coming to our call this afternoon. Okay, Shannon, um, is there such a thing as a digital product that seems too simple, but is actually a great idea? I'm not sure I've ever seen a digital product that's too simple. Like everyone's default is to make things way more complicated than they need to be. Like so much more complicated than they need to be. And my simplest digital products have always been the ones with my highest enrollment. So I would not hesitate to keep something simple. If you have a particular idea, you're welcome to share in the chat. Okay. Will there be a discussion on how to navigate copyright protection or just protecting your content when it's released digitally through platforms like Teachable? Okay, so just a comment on copyright. So we won't necessarily be getting into the legal pieces beyond that, but I want you guys to know when you create any piece of content, automatically, the moment in which you create it, you own the copyright. So if you write it, you design it, you post it somewhere, upon you creating it, you automatically own a copyright. You can go on to register that content with the US government. I have not found it necessary to do that in order to protect my work. It is an option, but it doesn't tend to be necessary. That being said, you can, if you were to have a work be stolen, as an example, if someone were to take your content and post it somewhere else or try to profit off of it, you do have ramifications for how you can approach that. It could start with something like a cease and desist letter where you're asking them to simply remove it. Or you can also do something called is it DMCI? Jared, is that what it's called? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, DMCI takedown. And a DMCI takedown is where you are technically sending it to the host of the website that's putting your content out into the world. And DMCI takedowns are taken very, very seriously by host companies, because if they don't follow through with taking this content down that is legally like breaking the law, they could get in super big trouble. So I have never had a problem getting stolen content taken down by utilizing one of those two approaches, and I haven't had to take legal action. And I have sold hundreds of digital products to tens of thousands of people. So I promise you, this is like a very small piece of what you're going to need to be worrying about. Okay, sorry. It's DCMA, not DMCI. I apologize. DCMA takedown. But like I said, I am not worried about that for you. The moment you create it, you own the copyright. I want you to launch and put it out into the world. So I am excited to see what you ultimately create. Claire, can I launch two different products? I want to launch two very different types of digital products. So Claire, you can absolutely launch two different products. I would say to get the most potential profit, I would not launch them at the same time unless they're like complementary. You said they're very different. My concern is, are they very different and for different audiences? If they're very different and for different audiences, then I would definitely not launch them at the same time, because you may need totally different separate social channels. If they're very different but complementary, I mean, maybe you could absolutely, though, I don't think there's anything wrong with you going through all the steps and like in tandem creating both, but maybe you just move forward with launching only one today. I want to see you be successful. So I don't think there's a right or wrong way. Ultimately, you got to go with your gut, and I trust you to make the decision that's right for you. Um, are there spaces created for today to support one another or ask questions as a group? So the best place to ask questions as a group is going to be at our afternoon call. So I definitely recommend you come back to that, Ashley. And then if anything comes up throughout the day, Teachable's support staff is available as well as my team. Our team is available at hello@bossproject.com. And Teachable support is available via live chat, I believe. If they have a different plan for how they want to handle that, they can let me know. But I would save as many of your questions and come to the afternoon call to get support in that way. I just don't want you to get lost in the grand scheme of things. And should we be thinking of a guide we are making as a lead magnet related to a bigger course we are planning? So I do talk about this on the podcast, and there's a great episode. I'm pretty confident it already launched. I would not distract yourself with listening to it right now. But let me see if I can figure out the name of the episode really quick. Okay, so the episode came out last week. It's called How I Got 364 Free Leads from One Instagram Reel in Less Than 24 Hours. In that specific podcast, I talk about creating in reverse. And so I am a big proponent of starting with a digital product and then creating a lead magnet for it, and then creating an activation, which I talk about the differences of what those are. But this specific product that you're launching today, the goal is that it's for sale. So rather than it being free and available as a lead magnet, this would be at like you would charge for it. That being said, if you have a bigger course that you're planning to launch in the future, whether that's 6 weeks from now or 6 months from now, I definitely recommend aligning it with the content. So think about how in this digital product could you prep them to be ready to buy that course? Is there a specific challenge or obstacle or problem they need to solve before they would become a right fit for your course content? And if so, how can you help them solve a problem in a digital product format? I would focus on that and plan to charge for it. And then beyond that, you could potentially create a lead magnet later inspired by this digital product. But I do break down my strategy for that in that podcast episode. Brittany, what if we don't use social media? Any tips there? Well, ultimately, how you launch is up to you. My goal is to help you get as profitable as quickly as possible. So social media, regardless of social channel, is the fastest way for you to reach free and organic traffic, i.e. more eyeballs to your content. You can launch exclusively on your website, but that would require that you send traffic to it. So if you had like an email list or something like that, you could funnel traffic to your site to like really talk about it and have your launch post be content like on a blog. But SEO based content is long. It takes a longer time to get results, sometimes 3 to 6 months. And I want you to get results today. So in an ideal world, I would have you launching on social. There's a ton of different social channels to choose from, but I do talk about my favorites throughout today. But if you were going to launch not on social, I would be thinking about how can I get traffic to it? How can I get people to see what I'm putting out into the world? That's going to be your biggest hurdle. And so what I like about social is the traffic is already there and you don't have to go hunting for it necessarily. Um, okay. Debbie says she has lots of content already, Bible studies and books. Do you have any suggestions for types of digital products? Yeah, I think potentially one of your Bible studies could do incredibly well as a digital product. I would think about how could you make it digitally available? Maybe previously your Bible studies were in a booklet or even pre-recorded video content. I would think about how could you simplify and create like a Bible study that a leader within a church could utilize as a guide to lead discussion. So it could have great discussion questions and certain passages to reference. I think there's lots of opportunities there. I would imagine something you're already doing could work incredibly well in digital format. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Gustavo, he asked, how can I know there's enough people that want or are interested to buy my course? What if it's too small of an audience? Okay, so that's what I love about the approach we're taking. So in this challenge, you're going to be creating a digital product on pre-sale. The goal with a pre-sale is that you're not developing the product in full ahead of your launch. You are going out and putting it out into the world. And when you put it out into the world, you are validating that offer as wanted by your market. And that's how you know. That's how you know if there's enough people who are interested in it. Now, I talk about in the lessons how to like get those hints that that it's the right choice to move forward with, and specifically what problems to be thinking about solving. But this pre-sale is how you validate if there is a market. And if your audience is small, incredible. In fact, most of the time, the smaller my audience has been, the better a product has done because the people in your closest knit circle are going to be the most supportive of what it is that you do. And I've seen some incredible things. I have a client last year. She has zip zilch zero Instagram, and a small Facebook group, and she did nearly $1 million in revenue. Like you you can really underestimate what's possible when you are reaching people that need you. So I would not worry about your audience being too little. We're going to utilize this strategy to grow our audience too. And I do kind of talk about that in more detail inside Digital Product Jumpstart, that this is going to help you grow that audience. But I'm excited to see what you launch. Okay, Rachel, how do you decide if you want to create something for your peers in this space versus creating something for your corporate clients? I am speaking and consulting. Great question. So in lesson one, inside the first module, I talk about how to pick your ideal digital product offer and specifically what idea to move forward with. And I do specifically mention that I see people go down different roads, one of which being they teach people how to do what it is that they do, i.e., they talk to peers, or you go out and you talk to your ideal clients. I do in that lesson specifically give you some things to be thinking about, that how to decide which version is an ideal fit for you. So I recommend jumping into that lesson to help you make that decision. The short answer is you can do either, but you have to decide what effort you're willing to put in to make it happen. Okay. Awesome. I feel like we are getting close to wrapping up. If there's any additional questions, I'll give you guys just a moment to get those asked. Otherwise, we will really focus on the strategy and technical questions in our call this afternoon. I want you to dive in to the content you have access to. So you still have another 45 minutes or so, ideally, to go through milestone 1. And I absolutely believe you can get through that content in that time. So I would love to see you do that. Now, it would mean a lot to me before we go if we could take a selfie together. So I'm gonna unshare my screen and then we're gonna smile because there's so many of you. So hold on, let me stop sharing. Look at all your beautiful faces. You're so beautiful. Okay, so would you guys smile with me? We are going to, there's 19, smile, all the smile. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Incredible. You are a very handsome crew. You have a great rest of your morning. And if you have any questions, my team is available. And if you need me personally, you can DM me. And don't tell everybody. There's 6,000 of you. Like I can't personally handle all of you, but I will handle a handful. If you're on this call, I can probably handle you. So you got it. Dive in, academy.bossproject.com, log in. You got this. Let us know. Share your updates on social. We're cheering you on. Bye, guys.